This is the book of First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 27. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto the hopeful elect. The Israelites of the Bible are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And I have this article that I found on social media, and the caption reads, Rising boxer had his life taken by an estranged husband of woman he was dating, who then took his own life. California boxing prospect Adrian Valdovinos, 25, had his life taken early Sunday morning in Hanford by the estranged husband of a woman he was dating. Authorities say 33-year-old Benson Diaz went to a home on the 1500 block of University Avenue where Valdovinos was staying. Diaz was the estranged husband of a woman living at the residence who had been in a relationship with Valdovinos. Investigators believe Diaz forces his way inside and the situation escalated quickly. When arrivals arrived, they secured the scene and safely removed a woman from the home inside. They found both men unresponsive. Valdovinos was known in the community as a rising boxer with a strong potential. Friends and family describe him as dedicated to his craft and deeply connected to those around him. He was also known by the nickname Angelo. Authorities say the incident unfolded in a short amount of time and remains under investigation, including how Diaz obtained a firearm, as he was legally prohibited from having one. The loss has deeply impacted the local community, with many remembering Valdovinos not only for his talent in the ring, but for who he was outside of it. So yeah, man, this rising boxer who was 25 years old got killed for dating a woman by her husband, who was 33 years old. And the husband, after he killed the boxer, he killed his own self. So yeah, like I said in the book of First Ezra, many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for a woman. And what is sin? Well, we can always go to the book of First John, chapter 3, verse 4. It reads, Whosoever committed sin transgressed also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Who was the law given to? The law was given to the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And in the book of Leviticus, which is the law, verse 18, it reads, chapter 18, verse 20 says, Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her. So that was a commandment that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, gave to the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to not be sleeping with his neighbor's wife, a neighbor will be someone of his own people, out of his own tribe. You could see that this boxer, was Issachar or Northern tribe. Back to Leviticus 18, verse 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her. If we also go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, it says right here, verse 23, For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So yeah, this commandment and these laws, statute, commandments that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, gave to us, to our people, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, is reproof of instructions of life. You know, it puts us on game how to what the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, likes and dislikes. Verse 24, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Can a man take fire in her bosom, and his clothes not be burnt? Can one go upon hot coals, and his feet not be burnt? So he that go into his neighbor's wife, whosoever touch her, should not be innocent. So yeah, if this Issachar brother, this so-called Mexican, he would have known, not to go into another man's, lay down with another man's woman, this would have not been happened to him. But Since he doesn't read the word of the Heavenly Father, how about Shem Yahushai, he's not innocent. It says, so he that go into his neighbor's wife, whosoever touch her shall not be innocent. Man does not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He should give all substance of his house. But whoso committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. And we know that understanding starts with fearing the Heavenly Father, how about Shem Yahushai, because it's the Heavenly Father, how about Shem Yahushai, that, he give it and he take it away. He's the one that he wounds and he heals. He's the one that he kills and he also make it alive. So this was judgment from the Heavenly Father, how about Shem Yahushai. But whoso committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that do it destroy his own soul. So he lacked understanding. He doesn't fear the Heavenly Father, how about Shem Yahushai, and he doesn't know what the Heavenly Father, how about Shem Yahushai, likes and dislikes. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. So he didn't spare that guy, that 33-year-old husband of that woman. He didn't spare. He killed the boxer, and he killed himself after. And the only one that survived was the woman. Verse 35, he will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. So yeah, he didn't spare in that day of vengeance. And you can see that it says right here that he forced himself in. It says, investigators believe Diaz forced his way inside, and the situation escalated quickly. Back then in the ancient times, when our people would follow the law, statute, commandments, they would have killed both the man and the woman. But for this one, the boxer got killed by the husband. It says in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 22, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, so pretty much they were still married, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lie with the woman and the woman. So back then, if they would have found two people, sleeping together that were not married, they were not together, and let's say the woman was married to another husband, and they found the woman and the other man sleeping, they would have both get killed. So shall thou put away evil from Israel. So that was evil. That's evil in front of the eyes of the Heavenly Father, how about Shem Yahushai, and that also will put fear on the other Israelites to not break the law, because there's some laws back then, that there are sins that will put you to death. So you gotta be careful with these women out there, making sure that they're completely single and they're not married, because there's men out there that they will kill for a woman. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash, Shalom.